How are you fuckers doing tonight? It's your boy AlexTheKid Seymour here, and today we're going to be talking about my feelings about Thanksgiving as a whole. There are a couple of things about Thanksgiving that I've just never quite personally understood. For a bit of context here, my family, my parents are phenomenal. I love them. They're perfect. They're very punk rock, and they did things differently in a lot of ways. And one of the things they did differently was they raised us to be animal free in our diets. The number one thing about Thanksgiving for most people is the eating of turkey, like to the point that people refer to Thanksgiving as Turkey Day. So to me, as a little kid, being a little veggie kid, it was kind of like just sort of that kind of culture made it sort of seem like that day kind of wasn't really supposed to be for me and my family. And so that was one thing that sort of put me at odds with the idea of the Thanksgiving holiday as a whole. Another thing that put me at odds with it was the timing of it with Black Friday. So it's like Thanksgiving, which is this day which is supposed to be about appreciating what we have, comes right before a day that's all about getting more and more and more and more and more and acquiring more. And not only that, but it's celebrated by just eating a whole bunch till you pass out. And that just sort of seemed a bit ironic to me, that it's like this is about appreciation, and it's celebrated and surrounded by overindulgence, when there's plenty of people that have nothing. So that was another thing that always sort of didn't sit right with me. And then of course there's the elephant in the room when it comes to Thanksgiving, which is basically the story that a lot of us have told ourselves about the origin of it. Well, it's a lie. It's just not, that's just not the way things happened. Like, it wasn't this like friendly, peaceful situation. It was a total disaster that still has long-term lasting societal consequences to this day. The relationship between white people coming in and the people that were already here. So like those kinds of things just never quite sat right with me about Thanksgiving. But the things that I do appreciate about it and that I love about it, I do love that it's this time built in to just sort of be around one's family. I'm not with my family now. I'm in Denver. They're, elsewhere. But this is not my first time being away from them on Thanksgiving. The last time was in 2015. Yeah, 2015, when I was living in Germany. And so not only was I away from them at that time, but I was in a place where it's not even a thing. Like, Thanksgiving only happened if you happen to be an American living abroad. But other than that, it was just a regular Thursday. So I did miss my family a whole lot at that time, but I didn't miss any of the pomp and circumstance sort of surrounding the day. I just missed my family because, well, I missed my family. And that's the thing, is that I think that every day should be about appreciating your family and what they've done for you. I have not always been the best at showing my family that I appreciate them, but I do on this deep and profound level that I don't think I'll ever even really be able to make them understand. I think it's easier for other people, maybe in my life, to know how much I appreciate my family than it is for my family themselves. Because the fact is, I have trouble not talking about my family. I've never really talked about my family on here, but like in my personal life, almost every time I'm in a conversation, usually it relates to something that either happened with my family or to my family in some fashion. They're with me every day, but I'm not as good at actually talking to them and telling them in person how much they matter to me. And like, I don't know. I do think that having this day is important to remind us of that, but I think that we could all make an effort to make every day about appreciating our families. And when I say family, I want to be abundantly clear. It just so happened that the family that biology and the law gave me is perfect for me. But if the family that biology and the law gave you is not perfect for you, well, I'm not even going to say perfect, but like, is not good for you, and you have a chosen family, then that is what I mean by family. The loved ones, you know. It just so happens that my birth family, my, legal family is everything I would need them to be and so much more than that. But whatever your family is, whoever your family is, even if you can't be with them in person, I think every day should be about appreciating them. So with that, I'll let you get back to whatever you're doing today. Good night, fuckers.